What's the deal with Peyton Manning being woke?
Because I don't want to do. I didn't want to do this, but
also our 5 favorite minutes coming up, where you direct the show and we answer your questions. We'll end every show from this point forward. But Peyton Manning's woke. What are you talking about?
Okay, so and ahead of time, guys, we're not taking sides politically. Dave and I never do that. But sometimes things involve former Tennessee athletes or athletes relevant. We can't ignore. We have to cover it. We're not doing our job as journalists and as reporters if we don't cover it. So I didn't bring this in. I didn't do this. You guys on Twitter did it, whoever did it. Peyton Manning and Omaha Productions did a commercial with Bud Light over the weekend. We all know the anger at Bud Light from last year. The Twitter sphere and media went off on Peyton Manning for quote unquote being woke. Guys, maybe he just likes Bud Light and they offered
just
him
for
a good
working.
deal.
Well, I do know he likes Bud Light.
For working with Bud Light and doing an ad, because people are still mad at Bud Light for what happened last year. Now Peyton, poor Peyton. You know, he's been hated he's been hated by the woke mob and now the anti-woke mob. The woke mob hated him 7 years ago, Dave, because remember the whole trainer incident that got resurfaced? That was
more
so stupid that they
resurfaced. No. I mean, I was working for a company at the time, just as a part-time thing while I was doing radio, and it was SEC country, and these bunch of 25-year-old goofballs thought that this news was all new. It wasn't. It was all covered back in 1998, 99, and 2000. Yes, I do remember that. Hey, it seems like
the people who resurfaced it did not know how to read court documents.
Yes. It seems like people are constantly looking for reasons not to like Peyton Manning. Am I wrong?
On either side of the political aisle. Yeah. I don't know if it's about Peyton Manning himself. I think there's just outrage culture. Both sides like to be outraged. So this one side was outraged. They found this thing on Peyton Manning when he retired with the trainer incident. And they're like, I cannot believe Peyton Manning did that to a trainer. And, you know, which we all know that there were a lot of other issues. I think, I do believe that trainer had been allegedly calling the Knoxville News Sentinel for years afterward, trying to get people to report on it still, even though the lawsuit had already been settled. And it was totally misreported nationally in 2016. Now, the other side wants to be outraged because they've been outraged about the Bud Light thing for a year now. So if Peyton Manning does something with Bud Light, all of a sudden Peyton Manning has to go get canceled. So I'm like, look, I don't even like Bud Light, and I never did because I don't like light beer. I like craft beer. I'm an IPA guy. Bud Light doesn't give me any good IPAs. Okay, so sorry, Dave. I might have just killed an endorsement for us. But Peyton does like Bud Light. It's a business move. So what if he decides that he wants to do an ad with them? And Emmitt Smith was in the ad, for those who don't know. Too.
Well, and let's also remember these deals are set up for 5 years down the line. Are people still going to remember the Bud Light incident in 3 years? I don't know. I guess it depends if Kid Rock does another video. I say let's cool it on Peyton Manning, who seems to catch a lot of heat. And that's brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning. 50 years in East Tennessee. Integrity matters. Don't trust a fly-by-night HVAC company to tell you that you need a new unit that could cost you thousands or more. Go to cityheatandair.com. I mean, at what point are you allowed to do business with Bud Light if you're Peyton Manning and not get accused of being woke? Is that 2024? Is that 2028? I mean, the whole thing with the Bud Light is silly to me. How long does this stick? I mean, do most people really, really care about this, or the fact that we're in a conservative part of the country in East Tennessee, and I think Peyton Manning would be viewed as a Southerner, obviously. Does that work against him in this debate? Yes. There's no doubt in my mind that it does, Caleb.
Yeah, I also do think it eventually will die off because, look, I've lived in liberal parts of the country that wanted to boycott Chick-fil-A for a long time after the whole stances they took in 2012. Nobody really turned against Chick-fil-A.
I was dying for Chick-fil-A to be open on a Sunday yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
and I don't even know their political stance.
I don't think I don't either, guys. And I'm going to say this to both sides. stop engaging in cancel culture. Just in general, don't cancel Peyton Manning because he wants to do an ad with Bud Light. That's stupid.
Well,
Like
now
if
you're
they,
having the flip side too. I had a friend that went to a Bill Burr concert, and she said that she just felt like it was over the top that he was trying to be anti-cancel culture, and it was just almost bringing up race repeatedly to try to show, hey, I can say what I want to say. So I feel like both sides have gone
they've gone like,
way far too outside.
yeah, just no. It's in the name of anti-wokeness. People have all of a sudden the anti-woke crowd has done the same thing that they accused the woke crowd of doing because they're now getting outraged perpetually by everything. And what I've said is, guys, stop caring. Either way, stop caring. And just for the record, I got news for y'all. If you didn't like the ad with Bud Light, I will say this: beer companies have been sponsoring drag shows, trans events for years. That's not new. Okay, they've been doing that for a good 25 years.
Yeah, and I'll say this too: if I were Emmitt Smith, I'd probably rather be endorsing Bud Light than that terrible looking beard cream that he does that colors his beard.
That's a good point. You're right.
I see a little white there. Are you going to start going the just for men route? Are you going to start, Caleb? Are you going to start painting your beard or coloring your beard or whatever they call it?
No, but I'm also not associated with the Dallas Cowboys, which just creates clowns out of everybody. Sorry, Dave.
Very true. By the way, Travis says, I just joined Caleb Black's drag shows. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, if I did, would that be a problem?
No, I don't have a problem with that. Go drink your Bud Light and enjoy a drag show. Now, I mean, to me, it's just gotten really overly sensitive. And I think that's because we have a lot of we have a lot of social media where people can make their opinions known, and sometimes it's a little bit silly.
But if you leave an opinion on something that matters, don't leave an opinion getting outraged that somebody does something with the company, and it's.
Let me tell you this too. Omaha Productions has gotten so big. There's a good chance Peyton Manning wasn't called about a Bud Light relationship. I mean,
well, he's in the commercial though, so.
Okay, well, he's in the commercial, but other than that, yeah, but I mean, I think we live in a part of the country that still finds that offensive to some people. I think most of the country have absolutely no problem with Bud Light anymore. I think that's absolutely starting to end, don't you?
I mean, look, the only reason Bud Light might have stepped in it is because they kind of took attacking their clientele after that. They're like, we have a toxic bro culture and we're trying to move on from that. Well, sorry, that's your drinkers. I don't know if Bud Light can come back, honestly, because that was it wasn't the ad, it was the stupidity of afterward. So I think they're still hurting because of that, because people drew attention to it. And unlike Chick-fil-A, let's be honest, Bud Light doesn't make a good enough product for you to want to drink it. Like just willy-nilly.
Easy.
Like
but I will let's go.
That's the difference between that and a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Okay. I don't care how you feel about anything. I'm not boycotting Chick-fil-A because that chicken sandwich is just too darn good.